Greetings once again, Taekwondo family, and welcome to Miami Minutes, the show that explodes with top quality chat. Kaboom! I am one of your hosts, John Parker.
Yeah, I am patiently sitting in the car, waiting for John to emerge from their house. It is me, Niall McGowan.
You are a patient chap.
Yeah. Podcasting live. Oh, I was going to say, what an odd thing to podcast live from your car. But then I remembered one time I was a guest on a show where the guy was podcasting from his car, and his whole family was in the car with him. And they were just having to be quiet. And I was like, dude, you could have just rescheduled and just done it when you're in the house by yourself, you know.
I don't mind like a guest being in the car. You're like, okay, but that was the host.
The host was in the car, and the fact that his wife and multiple children had to sit and be quiet for like an hour.
Imagine that, if you fucking dare make a peep.
Yeah, so that's a real like, dude, just like I'm flexible. Like, you know, I make my work from home. I make my own hours. I'll come to you, like whatever you need. But
yeah, anybody listening, if you want us on your show, you know, we can figure it out. It's fine. You haven't got to do it on the toilet or whatever.
I thought, again, one of the best recording, one of the best audios we ever had sent in. And I guess because at the time we were just like, you know, Luddites, kind of in a weird way in terms of podcasting, at least. It was just when they season 1 of Batman and Briley Bishop recording on her phone.
Yeah.
Recorded, it was the best audio we had. It was just like, because she was a YouTuber. She just knew what she was. She was a voice actress. She knew exactly what you needed in terms of audio quality.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And she's like, here you go. Here's a perfect file from my phone that just obviously I know how to use to get to actually record things properly.
That's the thing with phones. You know, people make fun of them. I make fun of them. But if you know what you're doing, you can do a lot with these devices.
Yeah, yeah. Although in an age before mobile phones, before you used to be able to go in the clubs, and the only reason people's hands were in the air was because they were fist pumping and shouting Taekwondo. They weren't taking goddamn videos of the band the entire time.
Yeah, they were going, yes, 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 this rocks.
And then sometimes they were going, no, 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 don't stop the rocking.
And you know what hasn't stopped? This rocking. Because we are back with minute 24. The minute starts with them still going against the fucking ninja. And it ends with some light stalking. We've all done it.
It's the first quarter of this minute is still against the ninja. That's the same line over and over. It's like in real time. It's like, this is the greatest song ever made. But covering it minute by minute, you're like, yo, against the ninja month has been a long time.
Oh, I'm sad it's coming to an end though, Niall. Against the ninja month.
Yeah. Because we're recording it in what is I don't know if many people actually call it this, but the Crimbo Limbo, the period between Christmas and New Year.
I've also heard recently the festive taint.
Yes, I was saying that as well. So it just has this kind of, you know, be trapped in against the ninja while also being in real life trapped in this sort of like, oh wait, what is time anymore? People come in like, we have to leave the bins out today. Like, what do you mean? They're like, well, it's Friday. Like, it's Friday? I thought it was Monday. It's like, no, it's just Christmas. It's between Christmas and it's the Christmas Crimbo Limbo Christmas taint. You don't know what day it is.
It's my favorite part of the year because I don't want to know. I want to live in a world where it's irrelevant what day it is. Who cares what day it is? Time's an illusion.
It's like it gets dark at like 4 p.m. If you just didn't look at the clock, you could genuinely be like your circadian rhythm could just go crazy and be like, I don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what time of day it is. I'm just living all over the place, baby.
It's amazing. Like when I was once signed off work for a month, obviously, it wasn't great, but that aspect of it was fucking brilliant. You had no schedule, which at first you do go a bit haywire and you're just like, well, I might as well just drink every night. You know? But then after like a few days, you're like, no, hang on. I'm going to be sensible, but still enjoy not needing to do things. It's great. It's so wonderful. You might start hoovering the house at 10 p.m. because you're like, well, why not?
It's just like, oh, God, I'm a mad lad. I was hoovering the house at 10 p.m. last night.
Yeah.
Going fucking bonkers, mate.
The other day I did the dishes near midnight because I was like, well, I've got nothing to do for a bit.
This really does make us sound like we're becoming middle-aged people, though. It's like, I was going crazy. I did the dishes. It was nearly 12 p.m.
Hey, I am sitting here having a drink, Niall. You have to with this podcast. That's the whole thing. I get pissed and do the dishes.
When the first, 15 longer? Yeah, the first 17, 18 seconds of this minute are the same shot of Jane just singing Against the Ninja over and over and over again.
I did like, though, that you get a really good view in these seconds of her hairdo. Because I think it's stunning.
I thought you were just going to say of her head.
Well, it is her head.
Yeah.
But I think it's a stunning do. Like, you don't see hair like this now. And, 80s fashion comes around again quite regularly, to a point. But who does this hair?
No one. No.
I know one person on Instagram who does. But that's her whole gimmick, is she does the 80s.
I thought she was like, specifically dresses Jane from the movie Miami Connection.
Now that would, oh God, I'd love her even more if she did.
So I get out my doily trousers, which of course were bought from the Lambs Company for $2,000.
Now she, on Instagram, she's called Glitterwave 80s. And she's only 22 as of recording. But I've been following her. I think she was 19 when I first found her Instagram. But she does the actual 80s look, and she does it right. 100% accurate. Like, her pictures you would think are from the 80s. It's crazy. And she's also a singer, actually. She's a singer. She's called Violet Sky when she sings.
Oh, I was just wondering, they were like, does she have a really horribly stained sofa which she sits and smokes on? Like, that's how you get the legitimate 80s look, is to make sure you're sitting there with the fag ash right up to your knuckles.
Yeah.
On a really horrible sofa from 30 years prior.
In fact, I think my auntie had Jane's hairdo here. And I vividly remember, going to visit at Christmas, and she would be sat in the living room looking like that, fag ash falling all over the place because she's just smoking like 40 cigarettes inside. But no, because we're just sort of focused on Jane's head for the first good chunk of this year. I went back into that Angelo, Giannotti rabbit hole there. Oh, the Angelo deep dive. We need a theme song for that.
But the thing is, we could probably commission him to write it himself, quite frankly.
Yeah, but it would be a 10-minute long guitar solo.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's like every time people much like if your cassette recording of Light My Fire, you're going to have to, stop, fast forward. No, it's still going. Stop, fast forward. No, it's still going. But I'm gonna. I looked at you can. He does have a YouTube channel, Angelo. It has 19 subscribers.
Oh, is that? Oh, well, you've got a new one, Angelo. I'm going to follow you with my personal one and the podcast.
I was a bit shocked. It's like, the guy's in a massive cult film. Like, many, many people now know Miami Connection, and surely they're all looking up. If you, say, let's see, I'm just going to quickly see how many views, say, Friends, the song Friends has on YouTube. I guarantee you it's over multiple millions. So, let's see. Although it might be like, no, it's only got 20 views or something.
And it's all us prepping for this.
Yeah. It's like, but some of the songs on his personal channel is like, wow, we got such a spike this week. It's like, no, it's one guy looking at it. Okay, so not multiple millions, but Friends by Dragon Sound, which has been uploaded by some guy called Noah Johnson. You're not Angelo Giannotti, Noah. What the hell, man?
What are you doing? That's copyright theft, man.
Yeah. It's got 742,000 views. I was like, some people must go well, who made this song? And it'll be this guy. And then you would find out he's got a guitar. Giannotti Guitarist is his YouTube channel. It's not got many videos on it, to be fair, and they're all posted over 10 years ago. But, at the same time, the guy's, he's a cult figure. Go give him some time, But as in saying that, though, he does have some of his other songs on there. And my favorite one was one called Vice, which is a good old-fashioned, it must have been recorded in the early 90s. If not, it's designed to make it look as if it is. And it's proper old school, Ugly Kid Joe, Motley Crue, kind of like that level of just like girls, that sleazy hair metal rock.
Yeah.
The things about the song, I'm not too sure if it's pro or against people having vices, but like the chorus is, everybody's got their vice, some are naughty, some are nice. Like the video opens with like, many shots of just chicks in bikinis, babe. Man, just like
that's what we all want to see, bro.
Just women needlessly pulling up their skirts to show their asses. Just cheesecake from beginning to end. That's what. And then it'll cut to Angelo dressed as a monk, using an amp for like a little soapbox to stand at and stuff, and just giving out about it. Well, everybody, what was the opening line is, you can be righteous because you don't do what others hold high. You can say, what's it? Oh, I can read my own writing. Mm-hmm. You can try and say your holy reason why. But it's basically, the song then kind of becomes like a celebration of people having vices. If you're addicted to porn, to drugs, it's all right, baby. Everybody's got their vice.
Well, that's the thing. It sounds like it's not necessarily celebrating, but it's going, okay, everybody's got a thing. And as long as you're not hurting anyone, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's one, like, I'm going to put in the chat here, John, a link to the video, because I want your opinion. There's a shot they use, it's within the opening couple of seconds. And they use it then repeatedly throughout. And it looks like something that it's not. But I can't help but feel that they know exactly what this looks like. It's at about 4 seconds into the video.
Yeah.
And there's a woman standing on a desk in a very short skirt. And Angelo is gazing up. And there appears to be, it looks as if she's either peeing on the desk or she is squirting on the desk.
I think she's peeing on him.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
You find out later it's actually like a very thin chain. Like she's just slithering down a chain. Like, like you get with like a kind of, maybe with a crucifix on the end of it or something like that. But like they use it so much, it's like they totally know that definitely looks like she's peeing on him.
Yeah,
like, and absolutely. That's one of his vices. He likes to get peed on. He's into the golden shower.
We're not kink shaming anyone here, as long as it's all consensual, you can do what you like.
Yeah, but just let that video play, John. Just look at it in the background.
I've got it playing. It looks amazing. Great 80s hairdos again. In fact, have you read the description?
Oh, no, not read the description. No.
It says, guitarist Angelo Giannotti has decided to run for vice president in this 80s spoof.
Oh, spoof.
Taking a cue from the world's top leaders, he uses a series of scandals to kickstart his campaign.
Is that what it's about? Because I've watched this video. I did not get that being what was happening. He makes that vice president joke about 5 times.
So there you go, I guess.
But I didn't realize that was supposed to be he was taking a cue from... Because there's a thing where it looks as if he's in amongst all the shots of, women's thongs and stuff. There's a bit where it cuts to a guy sitting on, and it's clearly like his dad or like one of the neighbors.
Oh, I think I know the one. I've seen it just now, yeah.
And then like it cuts to him, sitting on his back garden, porch or whatever, like at the table, just like, encrusted with babes. Like he's just got women laying all around him. And then it says notorious drug kingpin, and the subtitle comes up underneath. And then a couple of seconds later it goes, correction, corporate pharmaceutical executive.
Whoa, we burned him good.
It's like, was Angelo taking on Big Pharma way before anyone else?
Angelo knows the score. He knows what's going on with all these conspiracies.
But then again, it cuts to Angelo and another guy dressed as like FBI agents or something, I guess. Breaking in, busting into the guy's house. And then the mysterious subtitle of 4 hours or more appears with 2 exclamation marks.
Mm.
And then just the corporate pharmaceutical executive just like taking literally just grabbing the gun off them very nonchalantly. And Angelo been like, hey, what are you going to do? And I feel like there's some sort of satire there of like, we're all complicit in Big Pharma, or no one's like, or maybe the FBI or your authorities, they're all you think they're going to take these people down, but they're not. But then the rest of the song seems to be like, hey, everybody's got their vice. It's hey, as long as you're not harming anyone, what's the problem? It's like, I didn't get the messaging then. I definitely didn't get that it was supposed to be like him stealing cues from world leaders to run for vice president.
I guess the difference here is that these vices are hurting people. So your personal vice is fine. That's different.
Well, the thing, he is so ultra Christian. We talked about there a couple of weeks ago. So maybe he is disgusted at all these, like, the woman, scantily clad woman and stuff. Like, have some humility, have some shame, for God's sake.
See, I know you do get really religious people like that, but I think, and some really religious people actually go this approach of like, well, all of humanity is flawed. That's part of Christianity, isn't it? That everyone's like, you're born flawed. You can't avoid it.
The original
you just try
sin.
and mitigate it.
That's really gonna have to, when this episode airs too. Like, even like around 2 minutes and 3 seconds, there's a proper still of that lady standing on the desk, really looking like she's peeing in his lap. It's just really,
yeah. We're sharing this video alongside the episode, people.
I think she's got a cat down by her feet as well. There's a lot to take in. It's almost like a minute by minute analysis of this video we need, quite frankly.
If you want us to do that, we'll do that, everybody. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. Hit subscribe.
And maybe people, like, the 4 hours or more thing, I thought, like, is that supposed to be like is that a reference to Viagra or something? Like, maybe Viagra's supposed to say, oh, it keeps you going for 4 hours or more. Like, is it, I don't know. It's like, well, why 4 hours? What's that got to do with anything? Like,
you know what? I'm probably going to sound like a prude. 4 hours or more? No, that's too much.
15 minutes.
Yeah,
that's all I'm giving you.
I've got stuff to do, you know? I've got to clean the dishes.
This really reminds me of Bernie Mac, just like 3 minutes. That's all I'm giving you. That's all the fuck I've got. Oh, I don't care about you talking about me. Oh, Bernie Mac can't fuck. I don't give a fuck.
That's relatable. That's much more believable and realistic. Nobody wants 4 hours. After like an hour, like, come on.
Yeah. But I don't know, though. Because the other little things, he makes that vice president joke a bunch of times. And then at one point he says, he's being a little wing, like, whatever that means. Little wing candidate. So not candidate, it's can-a-date.
Can-a-date.
And I think that's probably a joke he thought was funny. That I don't, maybe his friends, like, it's a recurring joke with, a shared joke between his friends. Like, I don't get little wing candidate. I don't know what I don't understand 4 hours or more. I don't, this video needs some work, Angela. I don't get what the hell you're going for.
Maybe it made sense back in the day, though. Maybe it's referencing something, like, culturally.
I think maybe the guy doesn't realize how things are translating across. Like, it's like the blue groove thing from last week. It was like, yeah, it looks like you've written blue groove. And like, no, it's clearly blue groove. Everyone will get that. It's like, no, you get it. But
well, if you don't get it, you're an idiot.
Yeah, other people aren't going to, like, they're going to look at this video and hear you singing about vices and big pharma, and they're gonna be like, "Are you for it or are you against it?" I don't know what the message is here, man. Like, but that's only one of the 2 videos, music videos he has featured. I'll talk about the other one another time. But they're both, to be fair, he's money was spent, not a lot of money, but like it looks, my brother was a big hair metal guy back in the day, so I've seen a lot of these kind of videos. So it looks like on par. Like he's saying there 80s spoof. I don't think it's a spoof.
No,
I think
no.
At the time he was very much trying to break in, tap into that Motley Crue, market. And then of course, 1993 happens and it's just, Nirvana. Like, this is basically the story of all hair metal groups from the 80s. This is like, what happens? Like, Nirvana happened. Yeah. That just destroyed everything. So
it basically did. Yeah, for better or worse, it kind of was a cultural reset, wasn't it? I think we talked about that before.
Yeah. You get Motley Crue coming up and trying to be like, so we're grunge now. Like, no, you're not, guys. Stop trying to pretend you're grunge. No, we're totally grunge. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
you guys are cock rockers. Like that's all you are. Don't try to be anything deeper than that ever.
Loads of them did it with punk as well. Loads of people tried to jump on the bandwagon a little bit, but because that was one of the first times that happened, it worked. Sadly, for a lot of them.
But yeah, so I would highly recommend people looking up. I wonder if we could get a wave of people subscribing to Gennady Guitarist. Just to see, because again, like, we're making fun of some of the guys' stuff, but Angelo Gennady has brought me nothing but joy in life. You know, songs in this movie are fantastic. Miami Connection's fantastic. I enjoy his song Vice as much as I don't get the video, and I don't get quite a lot of his choices and stuff.
Well, much like this movie, we are saying these things out of love. It's just human. Yeah. And I've already in the middle of this conversation followed him with both mine and the pod's YouTube. So there you go, 2 more for him.
Yeah, hopefully then he'll get a little boost, and he might have like a, Angelo Gennady's heart grew 3 times that day.
Oh, and then he's gonna contact us and say, you know what, you've already got a great theme song for your show, but I'm gonna give you like a closing theme, and you can alternate.
Yeah, or the Gennady deep dive theme that we need.
Even better, we can delve into all of his recordings.
Yeah, hopefully we got Kleenex. He's got this greener, but then I feel though I'll be a bit bad if he's just like, "Are you guys just trying to make fun of me?" It's like, no, but also there is stuff here to make fun of, man, because it was a ridiculous time for everybody.
In the best way.
Yeah, if I was doing this stuff, I'd be quite proud of it, because I'd be like, yeah, I was big hair metal cock rocker guy. I think that was a great time. So. Well, I had a nipple piercing, and I was showing it off during videos where just, I had just chicks laying around me all over the place. That was the 90s. That's what we did.
I miss my nipple piercings. They were good.
Did you? Because those nipple piercings disappeared, John. That's when all the babes dried up too. I noticed.
It's true.
You just go around. You used to have a lady in an American bikini just as your coffee table for a while, and then she just got up and left one day. The nipple piercings disappeared.
I just had chicks in every room, and then I took those out. No more.
Yeah. Someday, maybe we can get it back. We're still young, right?
You know what? I have considered getting the piercings back, but apparently piercing scar tissue is more painful, and it was painful enough the first time.
Yeah. It's a piercing that's never appealed to me on either or in any gender. Like it's just piercing a nipple. It's just like I just imagine how painful that would be.
It is painful, much like tattoos. I think I've said this on the show. Anyone who says it's not painful is either deranged or a liar. Because it is painful. They're all painful. They're all horrible. You just put up with it.
Yeah.
And mine was fine for like over a decade, and then randomly they both just got infected at the same time.
I was scarred enough from the time you told me about this before.
Yeah. It's it's bad how that can happen. Just like you can have your eyebrow, for instance. That was a big one back in like early 2000, though, late 90s maybe. But your eyebrow is always trying to push it out. So eventually, if it doesn't get infected, it will just basically be pushed so far to the surface, you'll see it like through the skin, and it's like, oh no, you got to take that out. Because it rejects it. It goes, no.
Yeah, it's like that bullet that apparently John Peters has lodged inside him.
Yeah.
That Batman, people, the odd chance people don't know, Batman producer John Peters is a bit of a card. And one of his claims is that he was shot when he was a teenager, and he has a bullet lodged in his chest that's constantly like, if it moves, it'll kill him. But it's like, can't you get it removed? Like, no.
Isn't this the plot of that Bond movie where there's the guy with the bullet in his head?
I am 100% sure that John Peters probably took it from. That's like, the world is not enough.
Is it Robert Carlyle?
And then friggin' noted hack Christopher Nolan stole his whole thing. It's like, you can't feel pain because of his injury. Yeah. And then that's Bane in The Dark Knight Returns. Like, he's got this weird wound that he had in the pit or whatever. So he has this mask on and he physically can't feel pain at all at any time. I was like, you just stole that from friggin' The World Is Not Enough.
World Is Not Enough, right? I think underrated. Everyone made fun of it at the time for the villain being shit, but I actually think, if anything, the villain's got better over time.
Oh, but now to turn it into Bane, then he doesn't have the voice, but he's the same guy. He's great.
Because remember, the main villain in that one is it's the news guy, isn't it?
Oh, that's Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, is that Tomorrow Never Dies? I'm thinking of that one. Who's the main villain in this one then? It's not the guy with the bullet in his head. He's the sub-boss.
I think it turns out to be like Monica Bellucci. Like she's the Bond girl that betrays him. This is always so weird. I don't like Bond at all, but when people get into conversations about Bond, I've seen enough of them to be like, no, I can tell you exactly what happens.
It's handy. It's handy because I've seen loads of them, but they all meld into one. This is
I remember that one distinctly because she gets Bond at the end. He's like in a chair with like kind of strapped in with kind of like gold bands, and she's got a thing around his neck. And she's like twisting a thing into the back to choke him, and it looks really, really painful.
Yeah.
So I remember that quite distinctly. I just remember, Denise Richards with her like, yes, I'm a nuclear scientist or something. It's like, why are you dressed like Lara Croft then? If you're a nuclear scientist,
that always baffled me. Yeah, she's got like little shorts on and stuff.
Yeah, and she got like the naval tattoo and the piercing and stuff. It's like, well, fair, you got scientists who will have that. I don't think they go out in the field in that kind of outfit, quite frankly. But
I'm torn because I agree, but I think they should be able to do that. But they don't do that.
But yeah, I remembered enough about it when I saw that, and then The Dark Knight Rises came out, and been like, wait a minute, I know that stick. Yeah, I was like, know that hack, know that.
Some shtick I am also familiar with here. As the song progresses, we get one massive fist pump, baby. Get ready, get that drink ready for later. Big fist pump, and then there's WWE style pyro. Holy shit! I wish our band, the Dinner Ladies, had this pyro. This is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Be the change you wish to see, John. You just show up with some explosives.
But by the way, Pete, I know we're doing this little pub gig, but.
It's just like, they're going through the books. Like, how much do we spend on the band? It's like, well, what about the pyrotechnics? Like, no, John is spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds every gig on these pyrotechnics. But that's all out of John's pocket, though.
If I had the money, I would. Because look how cool this is. Considering, I know, like, this is a good club, right? Yeah. Again, we've played clubs like this big. But even this kind of club, having pyro is bonkers.
Well, that's the thing that I think we might have talked about before, but like, is it like, do they have the pyro for every band? Like if Arlo Guthrie comes in there, is he getting pyro? Like, what's happening? Like, is it Dragon Sound? It's like, no, this is where the money goes. It's like, oh, we all pool our money together because we all agree that we need explosions.
I reckon that the venue are supplying it because they know that the band are that explosive. This is perfect because I think the band are too poor. I don't think they could afford this the house band. How often are they playing? Every week? Every other day?
Yeah. I mean, it could because, maybe they're like, well, kids like explosions and Dragon Sound make music for little kids. So we gotta have some explosions to keep the kids interested, right?
Yeah. And it works.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, didn't one of the Friends begin with pyrotechnics as well?
Like, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Does every Dragon Sound song begin and end with an explosion? Because
that would be the coolest thing ever. Every single song in the set.
Yeah, so they just do this, and then you're like, all your ears rest for a second, and it's just throw returns. It goes back. It's like, holy crap! They can't do any encores though, because they're like, oh no, we ran out of explosions. Sorry.
Yeah, you'd normally save this for the finale, wouldn't you? This is how you end the night.
Yeah, we don't know if this is the last song. This could literally be any song in the middle of a Dragon Sound set, because, to be honest, and we know the reason why now, they all sound the same a little, so... it's kind of like, it could be like, it's all one big long song, only punctuated by explosions.
and I'm all for it. If I saw this in the club, I would lose my fucking mind.
Of those things like as well, like, I don't know if you'd be allowed to do this now, because it'd be like, that's a fire hazard. Also, multiple explosions going off near an audience. It's going to bugger their hearing at least a little bit. Like, I know the loud music is already, but that's a thing they know they're getting into.
Yeah, this is very close.
Yeah, this would be like, they could probably sue you for like, I thought I was going to hear a band, not have an explosion go off right near my ears, Plus, as you say, I don't think, from a fire safety, I don't think you're allowed to really do this. This is too small a venue, right? Yeah. Oh, totally.
God, PC's gone too far. Safety, didn't have that in my day.
And then I will say too, like, looking into the crowd, the little ones we get, around 24 seconds, it was nice to see the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin is in the crowd there in the back.
Oh my God, it does look like him.
That'd be great if we discovered that was just like when they found out that Ron Jeremy was in Ghostbusters in the crowd, and we just discovered like, Steve Irwin was in Miami Connection.
Tell you what, I love following the Instagram of the Australia Zoo, because although I'm a bit torn on zoos in general, being an animal rights person, they do quite a bit of conservation and stuff at least. But I love following it because holy fuck, his kids are the clones of him. Really? It's insane, especially his son. Holy shit! He's resurrected. It's bonkers. Like you can't wrap your mind around it. You're like, I'm looking at Steve.
Maybe this is like Steve Irwin was always a vampire, and he has to go periodically. I was trying to go into a Steve Irwin impersonation, and I realized that was way off just within that one word. So
it was good enough.
I was gonna try. You need like a keyword, like gorgeous, crikey.
Crikey is always the one, isn't it?
Yeah. So periodically. I keep going really scouse when I try to say periodic. No, I'm abandoning the impersonation.
One of my favorite things is still. I don't know if I brought this up. It might have been on Batman. It was a documentary he did about the world's deadliest snakes. And he's lying next to one in the desert, and he goes like, this is the second most deadly snake in the world. If this snake gets me, there won't be enough time to get to the antidote. It's just like, what? What are you doing?
I was discovering that, like, the antidote's like, it's like 20 feet. It's just a bottle he's placed way down there. I just wanted to introduce some dramatic tension into the scene.
It's absolutely insane. I think it was that same one as well, where earlier in the episode, this cobra, like, spits venom in his eyes, and he has to run to, like a Aboriginal village to get an antidote.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was kind of like, that stingray got him. It was kind of like, you had it coming, man.
Like, oh, no.
I mean, like, I'm very sad he died. It was a great, great loss. I love Steve Irwin, but it was just like, it was always coming, Like, it was...
It just didn't happen from any animal that you would expect.
Yeah. I mean, that's why. He was just like, hey, I wouldn't have thought stingray would have got it, but,
Yeah, true.
I always remember, though, he used to have that show, though, just called The Crocodile Hunter. And it had the cheesiest friggin' intro music.
Oh, I loved it. It was great.
It was like, here we go again, adventuring, where the wild creatures hang. And then they kept putting sound bites of him in. So it'd be him going, gorgeous, gorgeous, from the land down under, the land of wonder, the man they call the Crocodile Hunter. I think it's called Croc Files, the crocodile, because then the guy then goes, Croc Files. And there's real things like this. I would have taken this seriously as a nature program until this goddamn theme tune came on.
They got Gianotti to do the music.
That would be great. Further down in his website, a new update on his website in 2022. I also did the music to Croc Files, the Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
But I suppose if that's everything in the crowd, we cut then, don't we?
Oh, I love the cut, because it's just like, these people are having such a great time to just like the most unfun people in the world sitting in goddamn silence in a car.
Oh, yeah, we cut to the baddies. Oh, I say that, but I found out recently Americans mean something very different when they say baddies.
Really?
Oh, yes. They mean sexy women.
Really? I've never heard this before.
Yeah, right? I think it's a slang thing.
Oh, wow.
This blew my mind, because to me, it's like, oh, Darth Vader is a baddie.
Yeah.
No, in America, it's like Megan Thee Stallion is a baddie.
Oh, well, I've never come across this. I always assume people are like, goodies and baddies. Like, that's universal. Well, not universal, but in English-speaking languages, or in English-speaking countries, like, everyone would through context clues alone, you would understand what that is.
I thought the same thing, but I think it might come from hip-hop or something. I don't know, but that's what... when you hear them say baddies, most of the time now, they're talking about, the hot chicks. It's like, I think because they're meant to be like... I think it means like badass babes or something.
Oh, I see.
So it makes sense, but it's like, that's already a word.
I saw a thing on Instagram the other day. And it's one of those things too, I was kind of like, is this staged or is it not? But I was intrigued if it wasn't, because it was a young person. They were approached by a guy who I think, this is a randomly recommended video. So the guy might well have a TV show or something where he does this all the time.
Yeah.
But he went over to this girl. She was a cool looking kind of goth girl. She had like purple hair and kind of black dress and
purple hair and pronouns
and nose piercings and everything, John. The whole 9 yards. But
sounds like my kind of girl.
But no, she was like, I got all the people were like, yeah, she's very attractive. I'm going to approach her, and he was just like, what was his initial thing? Was just like, can I airdrop you on my phone? And basically, she gave him she didn't know this guy. He was just like, blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, this is an IOU for $500. And she's like, what? And he's just like, yeah, now you've got that. Yeah, so, and he just takes out physically $500. And he's like, that's for you. And she's just like, oh my God, thank you. And then she's like, can I hug you and stuff? And I think it's just supposed to be like, it's a random act of kindness. Okay. Just to like, and people like saying it. But the one, I don't know if it was real or not, because like most, not just women, but most people would be skeptical of a guy coming over and asking to, do anything with your phone.
Why did he need to do that aspect of it?
I don't know. And then he also was like, even the fact when he gives you the money, you'll be like, this money isn't real then. Like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, I'd be checking it for days.
Yeah, he's like, oh, and you would just be really like, and she was just so like, okay, yeah, thanks, bye. And it's like, you would be like, no, why are you giving this to me? What is this? But the thing is, at one point, the reason I bring this up is she keeps saying dead ass. Like, that's her thing for like, for real, is like, dead ass. And she's like, yeah, now I owe you $500. She's like, dead ass? And he's like, yeah, dead ass. Like, you see, he's a bit like, what? And then at one point, she's like, do I need to do anything for this? And he's like, yeah, you need to get down on your knees and bark like a dog. And she's like, dead ass? And he's like, no, I'm only joking. You can just take it. But you can see for a second she is about to do it as well. So you feel a little bit bad.
I would do that for $5. That's nothing obscene.
Although that's kind of like, I think that, again, too, if I was a young woman in that scenario, and a guy's like, I want you to bark like a dog, I would be like, this is taking a turn.
I would be like, okay, as long as I can have people around me to watch you, and also as long as that's the end of it.
Yeah. But then I think that would be the thing. He'd be like, well, no, you've already gone this far. I wouldn't trust it. So the whole thing was, I think it's supposed to be like really nice. All the comments are like, oh, this is such a lovely video and stuff. And then a lot of people making fun of the fact she keeps saying dead ass all the time.
That's with dead ass.
But maybe we need to bring it over here, John. Maybe we should be we can still be hip with the kids if we start going around going like, oh, so that Rod Stewart concert last night was sure dead ass, huh?
Dead ass. No, I wasn't hip with the kids when I was a kid.
I was like, if it was, an expression for like, oh, that's what you say now when something's like really crazy. We could have done like, oh, what the, you want to get dead ass? Come on, let's get dead ass.
Yeah, baby.
That's in the Flash movie. Is Michael Keaton's Batman is saying he keeps saying dead ass all the time.
And he talks about you've been seeing any baddies lately?
The Flash is like, oh, I ran into Apocalypse there the other day. No, I mean any hot babes, man.
Yeah, Apocalypse.
I'm just sitting here watching the video for Vice by Angelo Giannotti. There's a lot of baddies in that, let me tell you.
Perfect use of it. Yeah, that's what you'd like. Oh, look at those baddies.
That's a dead ass use of baddies right there.
Those chicks, they're dead ass baddies. Yeah. God, we sound old. No, trying to be cool.
But like, tell you who's not cool. These guys in the, I guess they're trying to make them look really sinister, but the fact that there's just 4 guys, well, I'm assuming there's 4, you can only really see 3.
I think there is a 4th, like, in the darkness there. I'm pretty sure you can see a nose.
And they're kind of look conspicuous, but they're both like, oh, the beards and these guys are intense. And then one guy's just got that, like the little bandana knotted around his neck. It's just like, doesn't need this little bit of flamboyance there, but whatever.
And then the other guy in the front is just the baby face.
I think later on that guy's wearing a beret. Oh. I remember thinking like, that guy's neither saucy nor fun enough to wear a beret. Because the fact that they're not talking at all, they've not got the radio on. Like,
no, I like that though, because it tells you, I think, good filmmaking again, I think it tells you everything you need to know about these guys. It's like, oh, instantly I know that they are they're baddies. I know that they're probably from Jeff. You know,
well, because they've got the Jeff uniform.
They've got the Jeff uniform on. They are clearly there on a mission. You know, they're not just scoping the place out either. They're like, oh, no, we're here to do a job.
So I was just thinking that would be amazing. If like, yeah, they're getting a Jeff's gang, like you get to a certain level, and then he gives you like a stick-on beard. And stuff. And like he just tears the sleeves off whatever jumper you're wearing.
Now you are one of us.
And then you're like, oh, I really like being in this gang. Jeff, can I invite a friend to be in the gang? And he's like, what did you say?
A friend.
Get out. Take your damn sleeves and get out.
I'm sorry, I know how you feel about friends.
Like, give me back that beard. Just rips the beard off his face. The other one, too.
Oh, no.
Rips the spare beard he's got on tied to his ankle or whatever.
That works extra good because, of course, if you get kicked out of a biker gang, they rip your patch off your jacket. It's like that.
Yeah, there we go. Although, presumably this guy then in the... actually, not trying to think... No, he's in the driver's seat, the beardless guy, because they're trying to switch it around for American cars. He's in the driver's seat, but he must be like fresh blood. Then he is truly babyface. So maybe maybe that's what was happening in the room the whole time. Mark, the character of Mark, was totally trying to infiltrate Jeff's gang. Oh wait, no, because then he shaves the beard is the thing. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to think, my mind's like, oh, yeah, maybe he's trying to infiltrate. And then a little subplot is like, yeah, he's infiltrated now Jeff's ninja gang, ninja biker gang. And like, no, it's the other way around. So maybe he got kicked out. Maybe that's why he shaves the beard.
That's what it is. Oh, my God. We've uncovered another plot line.
Yeah. Oh, I would love those. Any collaboration between Tommy Wiseau and YK Kim would be very widely, very enthusiastically accepted over in these quarters. But,
it's got to happen. There's still time.
Well, yeah, totally.
Although, did you see recently Tommy Wiseau was doing a meet and greet? And, you know, okay, I have no problem with people still being cautious of COVID. But the way he was meeting people, he was in a glass box. It's bizarre. It's the oddest thing I've ever seen.
Maybe, to be fair though, maybe it seems like, you know, the direct sunlight might turn him to dust. You know, anything could happen with Tommy. So it's like, yeah, he might genuinely need that for protection because they're gonna kind of maybe he's turned into like a demented Howard Hughes type.
Yeah,
any excuse would work really. Like he's trying to preserve himself to live to like 150. That's his rationale. Like,
and I reckon he will.
I also think so. He could already be 150. We don't know.
No.
Yeah, YK Kim. We can kind of like, oh, I guess that guy he's about 60 or whatever now. Like, but you know what Tommy was always like, no, he's the land and the sea. You know, that guy. He is just an entity that exists unto itself.
I think he's always been around, like throughout all of time.
But they go back and look at like, you know, Raphaelite paintings. You see, that looks like Tommy Wiseau.
He's there with the shades.
Yeah. Cave paintings. There's just like a cave painting of a guy sitting by a rock and another guy coming in going, oh, hi, cave.
Yeah, he's
still somehow throwing a plastic bottle to the floor.
It's a story as old as time. With the passion of Tennessee Williams.
I remake the room every 2 centuries. It always works. Why is nobody like it this time?
This is the first time ever that the public's had a backlash.
But no, in the future, it's going to be the biggest film of all time.
Hell yeah, it's going to be the equivalent of Avatar 2.
Oh, I love it. He came out. He's like, yeah, oh yes, Rome 2. But need 10 years to make it to. Technology has to catch up, yeah.
And it's going to be 3D.
Oh, God. 3D with that face. Jeez Louise.
These guys, as we were talking about, they're clearly waiting for Dragon Sound, and they do come out, they emerge, and the boys are in a good mood. You know, it must have been a quality show. We saw that one song, but it feels like the whole night's gone good for them. Look, they're in good spirits.
Yeah, I can't imagine like Dragon Sound ever come out not in a great mood. Like, because they're so close, they are the best of friends. Like,
but what if they had a bad gig? Everyone has a bad gig sometimes. You know?
I don't think maybe that's why the pyrotechnics are there. It's like things aren't going well. Crank the pyro, get the explosions going.
I think that's why the band like having me and Tashi, the other dancer, in the group. It's like because everyone just sort of pays attention to us half the time. So when the bass player's like, "Oh, I fucked that up." It's like he kind of likes that I'm there to distract people.
Yeah. It's but yeah, that could be that's what all the song and dance is about. Like it's just like that's like things are going wrong. Yep. Get your shoe off. Get those freaking toes up to a nose. Like that's how it works.
It's a genuinely good tactic. And one that's been used throughout all of history, really, in different media. Again, I always bring it back because this is a fighting movie, but wrestling does a similar thing. You can have Hulk Hogan v Ultimate Warrior, for instance, at WrestleMania. Neither of them could really wrestle. But the show made it. You know what I mean? It didn't matter that they did like 3 moves. It was fun.
Yeah. That's what's kind of so weird then, in the Rocky movies, that like Apollo Creed is genuinely like the greatest boxer that's ever lived.
Yeah.
But he's all about the show as well. Like him going up against Ivan Drago. I was like, what the hell is all this living in America? Like dressing up like Uncle Sam stuff about that.
Is it meant to be a bit Muhammad Ali? Because he brought that vibe, didn't he? Of like, oh, it's a performance.
Yeah. I think it too is like Apollo's love. He is just a showman. That's his thing. It's just like I got the tools, I got the talent. Like I'll put on a show for you in the ring, but I'm also gonna be like, it's entertainment, right? Like it's that's this thing. Like I finally watched the Stallone director's cut of Rocky 4. It's really, really good. You can get it. I think you have to rent it. I can't find it on any torrent sites, but I just finally rented it on Amazon for like £8 or something.
On Amazon, I end up just buying it rather than renting it because it's always.
Oh, no, sorry, it is bought it. It's like you don't have the option to rent. You just have to buy it. But
because the rentals on there are only ever a couple of quid cheaper. So it's like, well, I might as well just buy it.
Yeah. And to be fair to it, I'll watch the robot scenes and stuff on YouTube from time to time. But if I ever have to watch Rocky 4 again, I'm gonna watch this this director's cut version. But yeah, this is really emphasizing that aspect of like the Apollo really does not understand at all what he's getting himself into, because he's just, even when they have like the weigh-in and the big press conference or whatever, and he's fighting with the Russian manager or whatever, and Drago's just kind of sitting there and stuff. Like, at the end he goes to Rocky like, oh, so that was good, right? And then Rocky's like, yeah, it was a bit loud, but it was good. Because Apollo's like, oh no, you just do that to like that. You have to have a little fight at the weigh-in to make things look exciting and stuff.
That is what's happened to boxing, though. 100%. Like, some people like that, some people don't like that. UFC is the same, isn't it? UFC is basically wrestling now.
Yeah, but so it just makes it all the more tragic though. He's just like, it's an exhibition show. This is great, and then it's going in. It's like, oh, this guy is here to kill you. Like,
well, no, to be fair to him, he's not actually trying to kill him.
Well, he's actually just trying to destroy him, basically.
Yeah, he wants to just pummel him and like win decisively, and it's like, well,
and it's as he says, if he dies, he dies, and it's like, and I'm excited now too because I've not seen Creed 2. But I've been going through all the movies, and Creed 2 is next, so I'm down to get in to see the return of Ivan Drago.
Yeah, I've not seen 2.
I've heard it's good, so I don't know why I dragged my heels on it before. I was just like, Creed 2, I'll get to it eventually, and then now it's like, oh, I'm dying to see it now. But the only film I would look forward to more would be Miami Connection 2.
Well, back in the minute again. Mark decides to hop into the car without using the door, but I love how he fucks it up. Have you noticed this?
I was properly doing a Homer, looking at the professor dropping his notes. He's like, did you see that jerk?
I love the way they leave this take in. Just do it again. He almost falls out of the car.
Maybe he was like, you need to see some flaw in Mark, he's not a god as much as he's portrayed as being so.
As much as he wants to be,
or it could have been. It's like, this is the best take we got.
We haven't got enough film to do it again. Just keep going.
I was just like, YK, just open the door. It's like, no, I gotta jump in. Like, and then the other guy coming in, Jim coming behind him carefully climbing in as well. Yeah. I was like, I'm not risking that.
So. He saw what happened to his buddies. Oh, no. Because it's embarrassing. Because he's super athletic. He can do it.
Yeah. And it's so bizarre. Why didn't they just do another take? Like, we can joke around, but there should have been a rational thing of like, oh, you messed that up. Like, you want to look cool. People are going to see you fumbling getting into the car.
Forever.
Unless it's not their car, and they're like, we only have it for a day, and we can't get any more scratches or dings on it, so...
He just scratched it there with his foot.
Also, even worse, you see the back, friggin' Jack Diamond. Diamonds.
Diamond.
He's walking across the boat.
Yeah, that is unforgivable. Like, even if this is his best mate's car, you don't walk across it.
I'm hoping at least one of them owns this car. Like, I know in the story, like, they own the car, but, like, I'm hoping whoever's car that actually is, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, my uncle lent me his car for the weekend. It's like, that's what we have to do. We have to shoot this scene. We have to go down to the beach. What other car scenes have we got? It's like, the car has to be destroyed by Jeff's gang at some point. It's like, all right, dial that back. Cut that scene out. Okay.
Or just don't tell him.
It's crazy. A friggin' ninja biker gang came out of nowhere. The guy's like, ninja biker gangs in Orlando. What?
I love the way as well as they drive away, you know, the bad guys follow. They're going to end this band once and for all for their boss. Yeah, we're going to kill this band. Like, what are they going to do?
Well, I mean, you know, the only way to get control of that area is to kill that band.
To kill a college orphan rock band.
Yeah. Well, we know that they're quite good with explosives, so they could be quite dangerous.
One of the bands should actually be the pyro guy, and that's his thing. He's the explosives expert.
Yeah, I mean, like, Mad Murdock or whatever in the A-Team.
They're basically the A-Team, right?
Yeah, gonna be B.A. Baracus. He's playing Clubber Lang again. We bring it back to Rocky.
Oh, my God.
He's just part of... It's like, I ain't getting no car. Why kick him?
It's the crossover the 80s needed.
Yeah, just Clubber Lang just, like, opens the door. Like, I'm not jumping into any cars, you know. The thing is, I wouldn't do it either. Like, I you know, I'm just not that guy. But I know a lot of people, you see, like, yeah, we just need to nip across the road here. And then they'll just... You know, where they have, like, the big freaking fence barricades up.
Oh, and they jump over them.
They just jump over them, and they're like, what's the matter? Just do that. And I'm like, it's unsafe.
Yeah.
If there's cars coming, for Christ's sake, I'll just go to the traffic light and cross there.
The barrier's there for a reason. It's to stop you doing that.
Yeah, but they just do it anyway. It's just like, all right, well, if you want to mess up like YK Kim, like getting in that car and destroy your reputation for the rest of the time.
It reminded me of like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and all of them. Which one is it where he fucks it up? Is it Hot Fuzz?
No, I think Hot Fuzz is the one where he does it like insanely well.
Oh, it's like a mad flip. Yeah, is it World's End?
I think it's World's End. Is like, yeah, because his character's just a complete tit now. So,
he just falls through.
Oh, but the only one thing I really noted though is like these guys, because I thought like, oh, they're coming out from like, you know, sweltering gig heat. You know, it's kind of hot upstage and the lights and the freaking crowds there. It's just all, you know, recirculated friggin' carbon dioxide inside and stuff. And they're coming out, no coats. But then at the same time, it is Orlando, so maybe it's like it doesn't even get cold at night. Like it's, I thought that'd be like Jesus. I mean, you'd be visible goosebumps on their skin, but like they're just like no. But then I did notice that they've actually changed shirts. They're not wearing the Dragon Sound outfits. They're like one of them's got like a gray vest on, and the rest of them are wearing the same kind of sleeveless shirts as the Dragon Sound shirts. You know, they're still incredibly tight as well.
Yeah, but yeah, you got to change. You got to change. Those things will be just dripping.
But the thing, I was wondering then is like. I really get the vibe from these guys that like if that place has a shower, they definitely all shower together. Like that's
yeah.
Like, you know, we'll get to it in the house. Like they want people are constantly wandering around in need of a shower because they always got the freaking towel on the shoulders and stuff. But like you know that these guys are enthusiastic like, when they're even in college and stuff. Like after I'm gonna nip down to the gym for a shower and stuff. You know they're hanging out in saunas together. All the time.
Yeah.
Like these are guys who are just comfortable being naked around each other.
Oh, yeah, I think they're fully nude as well. They're not just like, yeah, I don't think they necessarily have towels and stuff. I think, no, it's all good. We're all buddies here.
They're all in, I guarantee they're in the horseplay. They'll be there. They're the type, the guys who snap the towels at each other and stuff. Like, and that'll be like on a daily basis. They just have that vibe about them. It's just like, oh, these are guys who are so close. That they just like, they just hang around in the nip.
Yeah, it's not for me, but if it works for them, that's all good.
Yeah, I was so thankful that that was never a thing in like our secondary school did have showers in the gym.
Yeah,
but they never made us use them.
See, ours did, but I was like, no. I'm gonna go in the shower with my shorts still on. I'm not taking them off.
Oh, I wouldn't even do that. I'm gonna be like, no, none of this. I don't like it. I don't want that happening.
It's weird. It's really weird.
I thought the whole thing is weird. Like, I guess you know, it's always people just feel like you know, you have to trust somebody sometimes. But like, you know, particularly in American movies, and actually seeing it like, you know, in actual secondary schools and stuff, you know, the gym teacher coming in while people are showering, like teenage boys are showering, or I'm assuming they don't do it with teenage girls and stuff. If they're showering in the gym, they don't just have a male PE teacher just waltzing in going like, all right, you're going to go out there. Blah, blah, blah,
well, they
blah,
tend
blah.
to have a female teacher, don't they? So maybe they do still do it.
Although it could be a thing where it's like, no, that's like a proper massive problem in America is that you get like, and you know for sure some of them have definitely been like, all right, I'm going in to check this out. But
yeah, because I don't know if this is just rumor, but basically every PE teacher ever was like, oh, they're a pedo.
Oh yeah, very much so, But what I'm saying is like, I get, you know, the actual teams in the university. For like the football team comes like, God damn, Dragon Sound, they're in the showers again.
They actually need them. The Dragon Sound is just there for an hour apiece.
Yeah, it's going. It's like to see John's duster, this long black coat hanging up against it. God damn it, man! The other thing about too, he was wearing that same shade of polo shirt in that freaking scene, that turquoise blue thing.
Hey, yeah.
That was the caution department. It's like, no, we've only got like 2 of those shirts, so we have to go around everybody.
Just share them.
I'm fairly certain some of those guys in the car at the end of this minute were in the club. I think if you go through the crowd, there's guys with beards in there, and I'm pretty sure.
At least you could justify that though, with like, okay, once the set's over, the guys leave the club and go to the car to wait for the band. You could say that's what they've done because they know the band are going to be a while. You know, you've got to pack everything up. You've got to get changed. Yeah.
That's what would be great though if they were go in and like the crowd's just going crazy and it's just those 4 guys standing there really stoically not cheering and stuff. But though like everybody in that room was cheering. So if they were in there, they were cheering too. They know how good Dragon Sound are.
I think that's all the notes I've got really as they drive away.
Yeah, that's me. That's all I got too.
Well, I do have my drinking game, which there's not a lot, but I mean you've got Dragon Sound song again. Oh, Jesus, it's Dragon Sound song every time. Take a drink. We've got a fist pump. Take a drink. And now, this is now another one down to your discretion. Hopping into a car without using the door is also one of the targets, shall we say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, so are we counting it as 1? 3,
I think because every time then you'd have to count it as like 5.
Well, yeah, I just saw that was all 5 of them got in without using the door. So again, it's up to you people. But take a drink either way. Nice. We got more drinks this time than last week.
And sadly, well, I'll say sadly, but you know. Let's thank everybody for joining us for Against the Ninja Month. And we hope you will be back again next year when we celebrate it again.
We will celebrate. You know what? We're saying it as a joke. I think next year we should, in some form, celebrate it.
When will this air? This probably won't air until like March or something, or thereabouts. But
we'll figure it out. It'll become Against the Ninja Month every year. And we'll all get together. We'll listen to this song.
You have to wear skin tight, sleeveless tank tops,
and punk pants.
And you have to try to enter your car by jumping in, even if it's not a convertible.
Yeah, you've just got to hop in through the window.
And preferably balls up doing it, but you know. Depends on how safe you feel. You think you'd actually fall and crack your skull open.
Plus, I think it's a bit of a given you're going to fuck it up.
Yeah. I just love to see people like trying to get into like a little dingy like Skoda or something. And people, what are you doing that for? It's Against the Ninja Month. Are you crazy?
I don't want to insult our listeners, but if even fucking YK Kim can't pull it off, I don't think you can.
Yeah, but yeah. Join us. Join us for next Against the Ninja Month, but also next week for the next Miami Connection, I guess.
Yeah, minute 25. So, as usual, speak to us on Facebook at the Miami Minutes Taekwondo Orphanage, Twitter at Miami Minutes, Instagram Miami Minutes. Check out our website, miamiminutes.kim, and head over to the Sleepy Charlie Media TeePublic page where you can buy merchandise. You can get t-shirts and all sorts of gubbins from our different shows. And yes, we will see you again in 1 week's time for more exciting car-hopping action here on Miami Minutes. Hiya!
Listen to me!